It wasn't the policy of the Ottoman Empire to discriminate against any ethnic group or to advantage others. Quite the opposite. We know that as today, Turkey and the Ottoman Empire are both places that take in refugees, as the 500,000 Jews who fled to the Ottoman Empire from Catholic persecution in Southern Europe. Even during the time when the Germans were annihilating Jews, Turkey took in Jewish refugees. And in the 600 parliaments across the globe approving this historical event as genocide doesn't reflect what's in the papers, and it doesn't mean that it happened. I'd also like to say that on the 25th and 26th of February 92, the Armenian forces in the Karabakh mountains carried out a genocide on Azerbaijan Turks. This genocide is something that only 6 parliaments in the world have accepted, but there's a great deal of video and photographs that prove this. Obviously, critically examining historical events is important, but what about the genocides that are taking place right now? Why do not Western parliaments engage with them? What about the 3 million dead Iraqis, Afghanis, Sudanese, and Libyans that the U.S. have killed in their battle against terrorism, as they call it? What about the genocide against Palestinians that Israelis do every year in the Palestinian territories? What about the Yazidis and Arabs and Kurds who are being killed by Western weapons? Turkey is the only country that ground is being battled against ground troops. He's interrupting me. Can you give me a bit more time? Because I was interrupted through heckles. Genocide against the millions of Africans who are being killed by the West. The West must be honest and engage with true genocides that it has committed, that ones that are happening right now, rather than dealing with fictitious genocides.
Any questions from observers? There's one, please.
I was just wondering what he expects of this assembly with all these questions that he throws before us in defense of his country.
Meine Erwartung ist,
my expectation, well, in the last 4 or 5 years, particularly, what I have seen is that there is a clash of civilizations, that an enemy, the image of an enemy from the Islamic world, Turkey, Tehran, and that this enemy is something that the West sees and feels it has to battle. I see that the West is being manipulated by the media, that they are trying to force people to have an opinion that they don't know about, because the public is being massively manipulated here through fake news as well in the West. And I am here to tell you what I think is the truth, and maybe to show you how other people and other countries see things. And I experience it. This is my 3rd speech. Every time, everybody boos me. Every time they protest against what I'm saying. Just a moment. I have been told to leave. And that's fascism. If you can't even express your own opinion, if you don't accept and respect other people's opinions.
Yes. No, silence in the room, please. We just need a yes or no question to the question that if you deny the Armenian genocide. As a yes or no question, do you deny the Armenian genocide?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have to move on, and we have to ask the delegate to please leave the room if it as a denier of the Armenian genocide.
Why does he have to leave?
That's what the organizer are asking me.
No. Why?
He should not have been invited because he represents a party and a president that use democracy to get into power and then destroy democracy, right? And we know how that works here in Germany, right? And he has spoken on behalf of Kurds, on behalf of Armenians, when we have Kurds and Armenians in this room. I don't agree with any of that. But you guys knew this exactly because I brought it up over a month earlier when I saw his name there, right? And you invited him. And now to make a mockery of it, when you knew he denies the Armenian genocide from the beginning, because you know who he is, and then to make a mockery of it, what are you doing here? You're actors.
I think we do not ask him to leave. We disagree with him, and we have the right to disagree with him. That we may disagree with many things, but to invite him and then ask him to leave is not on, and this is what I would like to say.
What kind of democracy is it if you can't hear a voice that isn't exactly the same as your views? That is your turn
to explain.
I'm afraid this is off mic.
AK Party ist eine Stimme von Millionen.
He is speaking for millions of civilians in Turkey. Millions of Turks feel that way. And he has a right to say these things. It's so important. Why are we giving him so much airtime? It's like what the press are doing with the Alternative for Germany. You know, why don't we just keep going and ignore him? We're giving him more attention than he deserves. We're doing exactly what the press is doing with the right wing. You know, we're making him bigger. He has installed his issue here, and we're continuing with it. He's gone. Let's move right along.
Okay, lasst uns.
President, I believe that democracy is about tolerance. Tolerance means listening. Whether you like what you're hearing or whether you don't like what you're hearing, you have to show tolerance, and everyone should be able to speak. We're talking about democracy, but what is a democracy? If you have somebody that you don't want to listen to, you still have to listen to them. We have to listen to everyone. He was invited to come here.